Alright, you guys, we're on the final card, the fourth card, and it looks like this. I forgot to bring over the sequins from the kit, but you'll get it up till then. So you're going to use the base, the Knight of Navy base, fold it in half, go ahead and put on the Granny Apple Green. I cut it just a little, like 1/8 of an inch border, but I see my sample, I do like that one a little bit better. You might want to cut it down to the full 1/4 inch border. Kind of like that better. So that's what I'm going to do. I like the green showing more. Alright, go ahead and you can glue that on. To the front. See if I got, I'm not getting my border. Same. Oh, I got too much on that side. Lord Almighty. Going with that. Okay, then you will have a Fleur de Flamingo piece in your kit that you will die cut, or I've die cut for you with the picture. This die comes with the circles, and then there's also some rectangles to cut out. Picture this, guys. And this is where we're going to build, this layer. So the sample here, this, or your scrap, this is where I said we'll use this again. So you can either, if you have a punch, I'm thinking I want, okay, so you can either punch if you want to, this is just like a 1-inch punch. Then these are like 1.5 inch, and then this is an even bigger one. But you could also, for these that we're going to cover up, you could cut. So when I originally started goofing with this, I was trying to fill all these holes with this paper, and I didn't want to cut into another card. So you could cut them in squares, and you would save the paper. So let's try that. So I want to do 3, and we don't even have to use our cutter. I'm gonna cut this down the middle. And then we'll just kind of see how big of a square we need. That should do it. And then these I glued right flush to the piece here, so you can piece them onto the back like so. So go ahead and put some adhesive around the circle. And then, you know, if you want to get precise or anything, you can try and figure out how much of, say, like more of the green you want to show or whatnot. And then I'm going to come back up from where I got it, and I will cut that little smidge off that's showing through the hole and call that good. But, you know, the back's not going to show. Then we want to put some on this one. I want a little bit more of the green to show on this one. Put some more glue down. And then the same thing, just kind of line it up how you want it to, show through the hole. Stick it, and then come back and trim off anything that's like showing through the other holes. And again, if you have circle punches, you can definitely do this with a circle punch. This is just, you know, no tools necessary kind of idea. And then I will go ahead and do one more for the, I'm going to do down here because I want some more of that green to show through. And I'll glue this one up at the top. Like so. And then these other two, I used one of the envelopes because I didn't have enough of this paper left. And I might, seeing that I cut it out manually, I might have enough. So I'm going to try it on this one. I don't know if I get my punch. I don't think I got enough paper if I punch it. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue to use this paper. But I will just tell you, I used the envelope, and part of the envelope is got this solid green like on the flap, and part of it has a solid like the navy. So I punched those out of the envelope, and then I used this stamp from the kit, and I just inked and then stamped off, and full inked and stamped off, and then I layered those flat. So I'm going to try it with these though and just see what I get. So let me find the hole that fills this to get an idea for how big we're going to need the piece, and see if I'm going to be able to fit both of them out of it. It's going to be tight. We'll see. So I'll go ahead and stick this down at the bottom just in case I don't have enough to do the top with it, and then I could do a solid from the envelope up at the top. And I probably didn't you know, I didn't need this big, but it wasn't going to do any good to trim it too much. So I kind of want some of the pink. I want the pink and the green on this one, so I'm going to go like so to get the pink and the green. And then I'll come back through the back here and cut off those pieces that are showing. See, you got a whole totally mishmash kind of stuff going on in the back, which is fine. And then let's just see if I got enough for one more in here. Ooh, it'll be really tight, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use this whole piece. Now, again, if you don't have the whole piece, go ahead and, or if you like this look better, go ahead and punch out from the, or make a square from the envelope and use that in those spots. And that will, do I want a little bit darker? I don't know if I'm going to be able to get into the dark. So we're going to just have to leave it right there. How about that? And I thought when I was doing the sample I would have had enough, but I just randomly punched with the punches, and I didn't have enough because the circle, you know, needs more space than cutting the square like this. Let me cut those off. I'm struggling with my scissors this morning. So it is the next day from when I started the other videos, and I got my sweatshirt back on because it's cold in here. It's going to be hot outside. Indian summer, I think, might be here. And I'll have my sweatshirt on for a while, and then I'll take it off. So I like this one now. I got all of the holes filled with that paper. Oh crap, but I didn't want to stick them on there. I wanted to stick them flat. Let's see if I could do that. I'm going to line this up. And I'm going to stick that down and see if I could pop it back off. Because I wanted these to be flat onto the card. So there we got that one. And let's see what I can do. I got my embossing buddy. Let's put that on this tape. So it takes the sticky away. And then we want to do this one. And act like we're sticking that back down there. And we'll stick that one down. Like so. Put a little more of the embossing buddy on this tape so that it doesn't stick where we don't want it to. So now we can go ahead and use dimensionals and pop this up. And we want to randomly stick it up and put a dimensional in some of these skinnier areas where the cutout was, or it'll like collapse and smush into the card. So I'm going to put quite a few on here just so I can ensure that it's going to stay popped up. And I'll put one on the side and one on the bottom. That's one thing when you're using some of these dies, is if you don't have stability around like the holes, I probably should put one there too. It will collapse down somewhat and it doesn't give you that whole popped up effect. So now let's peel the little backs off, covers off, whatever we want to call them. And then center that back over what we were working on. I think that looks good from my angle. I'm not on top of it, so. And like I say, putting those down, it just gives it another little depth of, some dimension. And then we're going to pop up one of the circles. If you got the kit from me, you have all these circles. We don't want the big one, we want the next size down. I put the circles in your kit, so you'll have them to use as you want. Put them in like this. Did I get that in the center? Pop that up, and then you got a little white circle that I stamped the congrats on again. If you have another stamp from your paper pumpkin kits that you like, obviously feel free to use that. And I'm just stamping that in navy. And then I glued that flat onto that popped up circle. Like so. I don't have it in the center. Calling that good. And then I just took some ribbon and threaded it underneath. Hopefully I can get up close enough there where maybe I don't have a dimensional. blocking the path of the ribbon. And I'm just tying a little knot. Like so. Cinch that down. And then, like I said, I did not bring my, what do you call them? The sequins over. I did not bring those over from my workstation over there. But then go ahead and randomly stick down a few sequins. I thought maybe like 3 wasn't enough, so I did put 6. So go ahead and put some of those on there to jazz it up a little bit as well. And that is our 4th and final card. Don't forget to put your piece on the inside, which should be in your kit. And then if you've got any scraps left over, you might glue it along the bottom there, or you could stamp some, I don't know what, you could just stamp some of these little sprinkles kind of thing, just to give it an abstract look down there on the bottom. Maybe use a couple different colors and just do the corner of it. Or don't do anything, just stamp a greeting inside, or nothing. But there you go, guys. That's your 4th card.